Guy driving by honking at a guy running a snowblower in the road. Maybe he was saying hello. Sometimes you gotta remember that life can be still, too. Fridge is still running. I know you can hear that in the background. At any rate, life is less than a blink, yet more than an eternity. I really wonder what's going to happen in this world. I've got so many questions, yet nobody can seem to have the answers. And if being conscious of something means having consciousness of it, the ability of being able to recognize patterns and meaning with respect to the events that are taking place or have taken place, both inside of oneself and outside of oneself. How is it that none of the questions that I have can be answered? How be it possible to say God is love, for it to be said to have no love for others is in any kind of way? God's love is the right kind of love. Or is that opinion? If God is in me and my love is God's love, little g, not big G, for I know that God is in control, yet allows me to have the feeling of some say in the point of what it is that I do, yet free will is not free. You have to exchange energy. Pair of thieves, yin and yang maybe, always pushing one against the other, the universal laws, the spiritual laws, the natural laws. If you ask me, I don't think there is such a thing as gravity. I believe it is magnetics. There is an abundance in nature if you look around. The apple tree doesn't just make one apple. It makes many apples with many seeds to plant more. So many people live their lives being affected by the opinions of others, making a choice. And then you have so many that say you don't have a choice, but you do. You do have a choice. When the floor creaks when you walk on it, does that show that it's been used properly? So if there's this abundance of wealth in the world and there's all these people that are so poverty stricken, it's as if nobody faces the fact of that we all are on borrowed time. I've been told that failure is only failure if you do not try. Where's the answer to that equation of when you try and you try and you try and you try and you try? They say try again. Keep trying, keep going. The secret is keep going. Don't stop. You will find out what it is that you can do. What you can do. What is it that you choose to do? Do you believe that you have a choice in what it is that you choose? You know, if every single person on the face of this planet, every single human being on the face of this planet decided to make a choice that they were not going to allow others to affect them by their opinions, and we were to come together as one and love one another in peace and harmony and joy, put your hands out. What is it that you need? Many of these people have way more than others. Number one. Clearly, this is a problem, yet it's not something that any one of us individually can control. But I will tell you this, when you drop a drop of water in the ocean, those ripples reach the very outside. It covers the whole thing. Every single thing that you do is significant. Every single action, every single iota of every moment, your breath, the breath that you breathe, the thoughts that you think. Everything has a vibration to it. And I'm putting out this message to try to raise the awareness of stopping in that conscious moment of being a vibrational being and saying, what is it that I can do to make things better? The selfishness and the greed of this world are disgusting, in my opinion. But opinions are like things that everybody has. Everybody has one, and they all stink. But can you still find that moment of joy? Can you still find a smile inside of yourself? Think of anything. It could be a funny joke. It could be a memory of a time. Maybe you love animals. Maybe you had a cat or a dog that did something funny that made you laugh. That moment of that frequency of joy inside of you. I encourage you to find that. And share it with others. Sharing is caring. Ignorance is the evil in this world. So many people are so ignorant, walking around as if they don't die one day, not caring enough to share the wealth and abundance of this world. All the treasure in the world is too much for one man, right? Can one man hold all the treasures in the world and keep them forever and ever? No. They become corrupt to the elements, always ever changing. Whether you believe in God or not, you will find in time that there is a force that you cannot control or change or have the say in what goes or what stays. Yeah. Are you doing what you love to do? Because maybe what you love to do royally ticks somebody else off because they don't love what you're doing. And this is obviously clear in this world. There are people doing things that they supposedly love to do, yet it's affecting everybody else. Do you hang on to possessions and materials as if you're going to be able to keep them forever, and then you die, and then what? You just pass them on to your family. By this time, they've become so corrupt from the elements. There's only so much history that's either kept or burned or buried or kept under lock and key. Again, not sharing, not caring for the world to know. Is it truly of that people either choose to be of the lower carnal mind, or it's in their genetics and their DNA that their frequencies and electrical synapses in their brain does not fire on a proper performing level, where to one where power is given comes the great responsibility of taking care of those people. Well, why are we not taking care of people? Why are there people still suffering in this world? Does anybody ever actually stop and think, man, if I went outside and I went and talked to my neighbors and they had a big smile on their face because they have everything that they need. You only need so many things to actually survive: food, water, shelter, and love. And you have so many people in the world that have been so hated upon. Again, back to God being love. Do you think that that's the way of God, is to hate people? I myself believe that God is love. And if you truly love, agape, God's love, if you truly love people, and you love those people no matter what they look like, no matter the color of the skin, no matter where they come from, no matter what clothes they wear, if you truly love them and showed them love and gave them love, man, the world would be a different place. Women, the world would be a different place. Women, the world would be a different place. Man, the world would be a different place. But you can't do those things unless you actually love yourself first. You have to love yourself first in a constructive way, that when you're putting that love out to your neighbors, of being able to love them in that way, you're not even able to do that if you don't love yourself first. If you look in the mirror and you do not like what you see, the fire starts inside of the house. You got to come to terms with yourself, of who you are, what your issues and faults and strengths are in your life, and battle through that mind of your own that is putting all of these things on you, when if you actually stop and breathe and look around. Do you have water to drink? Are you thirsty? Go get a drink and then come back and talk to me. Are you hungry? There are avenues for finding food. There are ways that you can reach your own hand out to help yourself. There are ways to do that. Yet so many people don't even know how to do that or where to do that, or think that if they do that, they will be shown or, put down or listed. If I am not for me, who am I? Nobody. If I'm only for me, what am I? Nothing. If not now, then when? Constructive selfishness of working hard, perfecting yourself first. It starts with realizing that you already are perfectly made. You are made for a purpose. You are here for a reason. Again, everything is significant. When you realize that nothing can perfect you, that golden chain you got around your neck, that doesn't make you perfect. You already are perfect. Maybe you're completely poor and you got dirty hands begging for $1 to get something to eat. Wake up. You're already perfect. You're here, aren't you? If you're watching this video, you're alive and breathing. Whether it's your friend or your enemy, the whole entire human race has got to come to a point where we can share our words, where we can share our profits, where we can unite with one another and put all of our hands out towards one another and say, what is it that you need? You literally have people on these platforms, I'll just say, not to mention any, but you know what ones they are. You have people on these platforms walking around handing out money. It's a pretty ballsy move, I guess let's say. Because there are many, many people that just clench their money in a fist. And by the way, a fist is an international sign for a threat. How about we stop threatening one another and start holding our hands open to help one another? When are we going to do that? Whatever unites the human race is better than whatever divides it. If you want to go fast, you go alone. If you want to go far, you go with people. All these animals, do you think that these animals... Do you think the bird wakes up in the morning and says, "Oh no, there might not be any worms for me or bugs to eat"? No, they go and find it. So let's look at this as that maybe we go and find it. Are you going to find it every day? Because in more of the beginning of this conversation, this is what I'm talking about. When you try and 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 you try, I can truly start to understand why people lose their minds, why people take desperate measures. Desperate calls ask for desperate measures. Why do people lose it? Why do people go out and choose to take these desperate acts? Because when it comes to surviving, let me give you an example. Take two people that don't know how to swim and bring them out to the middle of the ocean and throw them in the water and see what happens. Their lower carnal mind is going to kick into fight or flight mode of survival of the fittest. And one is probably going to try to drown the other just to survive for another couple seconds longer. Isn't that amazing? Because they're scared. And this whole society that we're living in this world, is on this fear culture and pushing fear and fear mongering and hating and I'm better than you mentality. You tell me, out of all the people in the world, who is better? Now, I'm not saying there's not somebody out there that can't hold a candle to you. If you are a runner and you can only run so fast, you know there are Olympic runners that run so incredibly fast, they will hold a candle to you. Now, in that context, they are achieving a different status of that goal. But tell me, does that make them better than you? I guarantee there's something that you can do that they can't. So it's equal then, right? Then why aren't we treating each other with equality? Why is there no equality in the world? I truly believe that with all the resistance in the world and all of the things that we face, that if all of the human race were to come together and start pooling their ideas together and working together, having some heart, having some care, we would be able to generate a life for all of mankind that would be beyond amazing. Well, some people would probably say, well, it sounds like what you're talking about is heaven. Can we not have heaven on earth? Have you not experienced good times? Have you not felt the love of God? Because I truly believe no matter where you're at, no matter who you are, there has been a time in your life where you experienced either a stillness or a piece of serenity in your life that was this moment that was just so blissful and so perfect and so amazing and so awesome, and you just wish you could live in that moment forever. Well, I'm asking you on a conscious level, are you trying to achieve that every single day? Because if you're not, you should really stop and put it in reverse and go back and try and get it right. Everybody wants a second chance. Everybody wants what's good, but nobody's willing to fight for it. That might be an opinion, but let's take a look around. If it looks like a duck, it quacks like a duck, and has feathers like a duck, it's not a cat. Truly, the information is not hidden. Seek and ye shall find. So, again, creating your own reality, you are a vibrational being. And what you do, the frequency that you're vibrating on, it matters. When you're thinking bad thoughts in your head, those bad thoughts are generating a frequency that affects the lives of those around you. Have you ever walked into a room with people who are fighting and you walk in and you just know the air is so thick you couldn't cut it with a chainsaw? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So in a moment of contrast, of this constructive self, can you stop and go, what is it in this moment that I can do to make things a little bit better right now? You say you want to help the world. Are you helping those around you? When you see somebody on the street with a cardboard sign, do you actually have enough love in your heart to pull over and have a conversation with them? What do you think? They're going to kill you and eat you? They're a human being just like you. Just like you. If you pour heart into that person, let's see what the law says. Well, equal and opposite reaction. If I put 10 pounds of force into this, I get 10 pounds back. So if you put love into somebody, you're going to get that love back. Or maybe you might not understand that you might not get that love back, but you generating that love into that person, even if it's not right away, will generate that love back into the world at some time. And whether or not that reaches you, truly that's up to God, I think. Are you making a choice to stay away from losing honor? Are you trying to instruct yourself in a corrective way with respect for yourself and others? Do you wake up in the morning and before you leave or before you actually get up to do anything, do you think to yourself, what is it that I can do today to make a better impact on the world? Can I maybe smile at somebody that looks like they're having a bad day? Can I have the audacity to walk up to a stranger and ask them how are they doing? Or maybe even just something as simple as if somebody looks like they're down, show them some love, compliment their shoes, compliment their hair, compliment their smile, maybe their eyes. It could be so simple. So many things in this world are so simple, yet not easy to do. People are afraid because of this fear culture that we have been living in. This is a message to reach out to the world. And I'm asking kindly because I believe in asking, believe in you and receive. I believe that this can be done. I have searched up and down. I'm always in constant study and in constant prayer of trying to find what it is that I'm supposed to do. A lot of people that know me will tell you that I love to talk. It's really funny. They'll say, well, you just never shut up. And I'll talk till I'm blue in the face. And that's a problem. But then when I go quiet and I decide to stay dead quiet, then everybody freaks out because they are like, something's not right. So it's a problem if I talk too much, and it's a problem if I stay quiet. It's finding that happy medium, right? If you flip a coin up in the air, does it land on the ground heads or tails, or does it land on the edge? Whether you believe me or not is your choice. I say this in a lot of my videos, is that I love every one of you. My mom raised me to have love in my heart, and maybe sometimes people need to hear it because there are days that go by that they don't get to hear somebody say, I love you. And for those of you that don't hear it, I want to say, I love you and I believe in you. And I encourage you to believe in yourself because you are worth it. You are that special miracle that is a blessing and a gift. And you're here for a reason. You got to believe it. Otherwise, you won't see it. But that's up to you. So, I'm making a choice to talk, to have the bravery and courage to get a message out there that maybe can change somebody's life in a positive way. And I hope that I do reach the world and change the world with my voice. I love to play music. Frequency unites us. When Mozart plays, everybody listens. You get in tune with it. You got to be on that same radio station, you know what I mean? Think about it. More to come. I love you, world. Let's make it better out there every day.